especially if you take papers like capital markets paper, or if you take company law paper and all, whatever we are learning, no, you can see it practically. You can see it practically. You will hear news about things every day. So, for example, we'll be learning about IPO and all in our paper. And these days, many IPOs are coming. So, all these things you will read in the newspapers. Then you will understand, okay, this is what I, studied yesterday in the paper. And now I'm seeing this. Okay, this is, okay, I understand this better. And when you see the practical aspects of the things which we are learning in the class, no, you will remember it better. And we will also discuss in the class all the practical aspects, recent things which are happening. We will also discuss in class, but I'm asking you all to go through so that it will help you in your preparation for other papers also. And it will help you broadly to understand the world of business. And when you understand the world of business, you will find whatever concepts we are studying, no, you will find it more interesting, and you will find it more relatable, right? So then, now and then, for this particular paper, we will be going through SEBI, NSE, BSE websites, and I want you to go through various capital market related websites also at your end. Various websites are there which we will see later, so you can just go through them whenever time permits, or when you are preparing, please go through them so that you have a practical orientation. In class also we'll be doing that. And annual reports, this is a general thing I'm saying, because when you go through annual report is something which companies publish every year, and it is for big companies, no, it is available free of cost for downloading. For example, if you want to download a company's annual report, you can just type annual report 2023 Infosys or something like that, and then you download. It is free of cost. So what happens when you download an annual report and study? Many things in your company law paper, your securities market, this capital markets paper, and your accounting paper, all of these concepts will become clear for you. You need not do this at the very beginning. As we go, we will be doing that. But I'm just telling you how you should be approaching your learning. Then, as far as possible, the BAR Act, the original version of the Act, which is there, no, that you use. That I'll show you from SEBI website. When we go to SCRA Act, SEBI Act and all, I'll show you how to download and how to use. So these are the various tools for preparing. But before all these things, no, I want to tell you one thing, which is revision. Every day you have to revise. Otherwise, the concepts will not stay in mind. During class, you will understand the concepts, but as time passes, no, it will slowly fade away from the mind. Then during your exam preparation, you will feel as if you are studying from the beginning, from the first, what is this concept, you will not know. So that is why I'm telling you, you have to be revising every day, at least for a few minutes. If you have 1 hour, see, many of you may have other responsibilities as well, but based on the time available, you have to determine, you have to have strong determination and willpower to use whatever time you are having for preparing well. Many interesting things are there, and once you pass the exams, you'll have a bright future. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind and use all your time for all your whatever time is available for revision. Whatever we are learning in the classes, please revise. Next day, you can ask me questions, so we can have a good, engaging conversation during our classes. And so far, any doubts are there, ma'am? Any questions have come? All right. Now, let us also look at the type of questions which we are having, or the exam pattern. Exam pattern is multiple choice questions for 20 marks you will be having. And for the rest of the 80 marks will be descriptive type of questions. I'll show you in a minute what is the exam pattern. Just 1 second. So MCQs will be 20 marks. Just a minute, some notification is coming. Okay. MCQs will be for 20 marks, which is case-based objective type questions. Multiple choice questions will be for 20 marks. But you should also understand that the questions will be case study based. They will give you a real life scenario and ask a few multiple choice questions from the real life scenario they have given. And descriptive will be two types of questions. One is case study based. They will give you a case scenario and ask a few questions from that. Other could be straight questions. Now I'll show you a question paper to see how all this looks like. I'll show you a previous year exam. Even though that is old syllabus, most of the chapters are overlapping. So you can just refer to the previous year exam question paper. Let me just zoom in this. So there will be some questions based on calculation also, like this. As we go, we will see all these things. A few chapters are very popular for having uh, questions which need calculations also. I'll just show you some questions which you can readily understand. This is a small, short, simple question. The equity shares of ABC Limited have been delisted from the stock exchange. When can an application be made for listing of equity shares of ABC Limited again? So this is somewhat a straight question. A case study based question will look like something like this. A company is going for buyback. Buyback is one of the chapters which we'll be seeing. So a company is going for buyback. They have given some basic information regarding the company, and you are required to see whether the company's action is correct or not. From whatever you have learned in the SEBI buyback regulations, which we'll be seeing in the future classes, you are required to answer whether this is correct or not. So this is a typical case study based question. And a typical um, descriptive question or a simple question may even look like as simple as this. Write short notes on angel fund, write short notes on block deal. These things and all we will learn in the present chapter itself. So this is how an exam paper looks like. We will often come back to it. So at the beginning, if I show you these things, no, it will be confusing for you. What is this? You may not understand anything because we are just now beginning our exercise. So whenever we complete a chapter, we'll just come back and take a look at, okay, what are the questions which have been asked, what types of questions could be asked, all these things. Now as we see also, I'll tell you, and now and then we'll see a question paper to correlate how we are going, are you able to answer, all these things we'll see. So now coming back to the overall how to prepare and everything. Now we go into our capital markets and securities laws paper. So capital market is for 40 marks. Okay. There are a few chapters here. And then you have securities laws. I'll take you to the book now. Capital markets, that segment is for 40 marks. Securities laws segment is for 60 marks. Now I'll take you to the book and show you how the chapters are flowing. Then we will start with the chapter 1. So this is your book. You would all have received a hard copy of it, I believe. So this is your new syllabus book. And as we scroll through, you have the contents. I'll take you to the detailed chapters because here it is only given as 16 chapters. I'll take you to this particular page. If you are having your physical book with you, you can just open it and see. And so this particular paper, you have 40 marks from the part 1 and 60 marks from securities laws. And how are the concepts flowing? From the very basics. From the very basics, we are starting what is capital market. And then we go to how stock exchanges are functioning. That is what is given in the second chapter. Then we go a little bit technical. How are they regulated? Okay, so Securities Contract Regulation Act. Then we talk about SEBI. What are its powers? What is its role? What can it do? And what are the various penalties which are applicable for various contraventions? So many things we'll study from the SEBI Act. And we have depositories, which is relating to dematerialization of securities. All these concepts we'll see as we go. Then we have securities market intermediaries. Who are stockbrokers? Who are depository participants? Who are merchant bankers? What do they need to do? They need to get registration from SEBI. So all these processes, no, and role of participants, role of intermediaries, we'll be seeing here. Then we have a chapter on IFSCA. So with that, the part 1 will get over. This is a smaller chapter. It will be interesting when we see. Then we go to securities laws. SEBI, no, it has given a lot of regulations on how people should conduct themselves in the securities market. What are the things companies need to do? What are the things investors need to do? And what are the things any general participant in the securities market needs to do? How should mutual funds function? All these things, no, one by one they have given in the part 2 of securities laws paper. All these regulations will be seeing um, what are the things to do, what should a company do, all the things which listed companies should do, that we will be seeing in part 2 of this particular paper. So we start from the basics. Slowly it gets more technical and more technical and more technical. When we come here, it will be very technical. And even though it is technical, no, as we are comparing with whatever is happening, uh, on a day to day basis in the securities market, and we are understanding practically also, we will be able to remember all the details also. So do not worry. And whenever you have any doubt, do not hesitate. In our classes, you can ask your doubt whenever you want. And do not hesitate to ask doubts. Do not feel that your doubts could be silly, because it could help you also, and it could help various other students also who are attending. So that way, please ensure that you get your doubts cleared then and there, or you could wait till the end of the class also. And we are also planning to have some doubt clearing sessions, so there also you can raise your doubts. So with that, let us go into the first chapter. So your very first chapter is capital markets. We will generally see what it is and then go into what your book says. So generally, what is capital markets? What is securities market? What is financial market? All these terms we have to be